It's Nolan. Niggas told me I would have to conform till I made my own business, now changing the norm. Said you only make dough from shows, dog. Please, I got 3 bank accounts, one for my royalties. I'm the independent prototype, trending like Dolomite. It took me 10 years just to do it overnight. So who gon' step in the way of my success? I rap for the oppressed, I'm greatness in the flesh, taking cars from the gods. Strings out a guitar, 2 years, I'll probably be in the Forbes. Southern rap king named Buzz, got the PD crack ring, make the whole trap lean. See me with a black queen, I don't need a million plays, got a million ways. Might pop up with the things on for Chick-fil-A, fuck it, I'm wired. Next up for the early retired, lifetime full of pub like Earth, Wind and Fire. I can flex different, the check lifted, my neck glittered. I'm exquisite, an excellence exhibit. If you don't wanna eat, we don't gotta converse. You keep liking them girls' pics, boy, you dying of thirst. I got a 3X plan, bout to expand. See me kicking knowledge like I'm from the X-Clan. Waffle House All-Star plate, well-rounded. How much you made off UFC? Dog, we still counting. And I ain't saying that I'm rich, I'm saying that I used to have a job, now I quit. I'm saying that I'm really full-time in this shit. I'm saying if you tryna do the same, get equipped, motherfucker, y'all can bullshit with rap if you want. I put the bullshit to the back and put rap to the front. Niggas still buying sneakers and blunts, no excuses, I'm watching y'all in confusion. This shit is more than just music, ain't no A&Rs knocking on my door. That's real. But this industry ain't about to be me poor. I'm self-funded, about to do my own tour, no deal. And if my records never pop, I just start doing drill. I got 100 different styles I can switch by the day. You niggas say I'm selling out, so it's minimum wage. I did that, learned to flip that and fire my manager. January, about to rock a festival now in Canada. Ayy, I don't leave the crib unless it's for a money play. Any given moment, turn my schedule to a holiday. Taking emails from brands to cross-pollinate, breaking generational curses. This work of Charlemagne. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Big shout out to all of my insiders out there. Appreciate y'all checking in. Appreciate y'all continuing to support the channel. You know what I'm saying? Now, today, we're going to be getting into Whack 100 and Drake, okay? Now, a couple days ago, and I didn't report on this, Whack 100 came out and made, let's just say, a statement or an allegation that Drake allegedly reached out to Kendrick Lamar and or the NFL with a cease and desist so that Kendrick could not perform Not Like Us at the Super Bowl. Okay? Now, you got to understand, this is Whack 100 we're talking about, not necessarily the most reliable source, although he does have a relationship with Top Dog over there at TDE. I highly doubt that Top Dog would have reached out to Whack 100 to give him that information, right? To start it out, I'm going to go ahead and just play Whack 100's audio of the situation so that we could just go ahead, set the scene, let it be known, and then we're going to get into Drake coming out and denying this. And unfortunately, his denial came through AK. All right? So let's just go ahead and get to it, talk about it, and make our way on out of here. You know what I'm saying? Try to be as responsible as we can with this platform. So here's Whack 100 claiming that Drake sent a cease and desist to Kendrick Lamar in his camp.
Drake gets served a cease and desist. He digging himself a bigger ditch. He looking more like Kendrick Lamar, so he can't perform Not Like Us at the Super
Oh no, that's so serious. Where's that link?
Audio up top. Audio up top.
I think he should though. He said all that stuff about him that's on a national stage. So
A Rod or E,
Fuck
are
you
you all
think? You
available?
think he should? He said about Kendrick too. And told the world that Kendrick
I'm at work.
in his
Yeah,
life.
he
I'm
came
at work.
after him.
So what about like what? Because he didn't stick and Kendrick's dead. Is that what you saying?
of
Yeah.
course, you already know what I'm saying now. I'm very biased when it comes to Drake.
Oh, so it's true.
At work.
So money wise, all right, the safe thing he just said that we're gonna do it anyway. What would he be looking at? Whack on that?
Nah, he's trying to get the NFL to restrict Kendrick.
Oh, okay, I got you.
He's trying to get them to restrict, you know what I'm saying?
You think it's gonna hold, Wax?
I don't know. Oh, long as Jay-Z got something to do with it, it ain't.
All right. So that's Whack 100 on his. Clearly, that's on Clubhouse because you got all these other nondescript people speaking in the same audio where he really should have been the only person relaying information. I really hate hearing people on Clubhouse and spaces. The shit just be annoying as fuck, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Especially when other niggas could jump in and chime in and put all these little side quest conversations in the goddamn thing. The shit be uncontrolled. You know what I'm saying? The mods in the room be the same ones actually hogging up the mic and shit. I don't be liking that, but let me progress with the show. So he says that Drake allegedly sent a cease and desist to Kendrick and the NFL to get them to restrict him from performing Not Like Us at the Super Bowl, just to reiterate that. Now, let me just ask y'all a question. Did that audio sound to you like somebody who was asking a question or was unsure of the information that they were portraying to the public? And I'm asking this because now we have Whack 100 just a couple days later coming out and denouncing that he was trying to break news, and he's saying that he was sent this information via article in his back channel on Clubhouse. But Drake had to come out and tell Ack, nah, that's not true. This is a clusterfuck, man. Like, I don't know what's going on, and I can't even call it media at this point because these are not media, credible people. And many would say I'm not either, and that's cool. But you get these people that just come out here and make up shit out of their fucking ass. Say it, because where did the article come from? Where's the link to the article? Please tell us what reference that came from. Right? But then once this stuff gets put out there, everyone has some sort of bias, whether they want to acknowledge it or not. You heard the lady in the audio there saying she's biased to Drake, so she believes that Drake was well within rights to send Kendrick Lamar a cease and desist anyway. She had no issue with it. And she feels like he was within his right because Kendrick said all this foul shit against him in the battle, completely overlooking the fact that Drake was the one that started slinging mud about family, DV, and Dave Free allegedly smashing on his girl, which have all been disproved. But yet, she's fine with him saying those things, but not okay with the PDF allegations coming from Kendrick. Very interesting to me. So now we've got AK coming out and speaking on behalf of Drake, which I think is very whack, very weak. As a grown man, if you're gonna speak, speak. If you're gonna not speak, don't say shit. Don't have your little messenger boys coming out here letting us know all this bullshit. And this is another notch that just brings Drake down even further, even as somebody who's trying my fucking best to be objective and balanced in my coverage of whatever's going on. The shit is just ridiculous. But anyway, let's go ahead and pick up with the explanation here, because we've heard Whack say his side of the story. Now we're getting into the denial of it all. Okay?
I'm going to call Whack in a second. Word from the horse's mouth, false. It's according to Drake himself, it's not true. And here's the thing. I know some of y'all, because y'all are now indoctrinated to be like, no, Ack, he's just lying to you, he's using you. Well, if that's the case, we could make some money. And this is why I'm going to call Whack, because we have an opportunity to make some money. Because Drake himself told me, he said, hey, this is what he said. A cease and desist means you have to send it to the person. You have to send it to them, right? It's like just like he has the cease and desist from Tupac's estate saying, stop promoting that song using Tupac's voice. Like, he has the email, right? He has the document, whether they mailed it or emailed it. He says it doesn't exist, And he says, if it does exist, have Kendrick or anybody that's associated with this performance put it out. He's down to take bets. So we could make some money. If he's lying, and I know somebody I think he's using me, we can make some money.
We run a morning show over there on Clubhouse from 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, right? Mm-hmm. All day, right? I got a back channel with 30 people. All people do is drop clips from all different sites, shit to talk about, right? Mm-hmm. This was weird. Wack didn't say shit. Wack read a fucking clip. Now let's get into it. I read a fucking clip. I wouldn't know if fucking Drake sent a cease and desist. Why? Because I don't represent Kendrick in business or Drake in business. So I wouldn't know if a cease and desist would happen. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't know. All I did was read a fucking clip. I'm like, what's up next? So I read the clip, right? So I said, well, shit. The clip was saying, Drake's in the cease and desist in because it was defamation or whatever. The clip is probably still in my back channel over there with all these people, right? So once I read the clip, it turns into WAC 100 said.
Okay. That makes sense now because two things I know. If
I got something, I got it.
Yeah, exactly. I know if you had real credible knowledge, I don't care if it was Drake or the president of the United States, you would have that content on deck.
Yeah, I just read a fucking clip. Like,
I don't know why everybody. Well, I do know why. Everybody is trying to jump into the content game. Who the fuck wants to listen to WAC 100 do a morning show from 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. in this goddamn world? Please reveal yourselves. You people are fucking delinquents. You people are fucking miscreants. Like, you finna sit up here and listen to WAC 100 talk for 6 hours a day from 5 to 11 for what reason? But back to my original point. We get people that are all of a sudden trying to jump into the media game. Number one, have no passion for it, have no sort of integrity when it comes to the information that they run across, to where you're not even willing to, when you come up with stuff like this that you know is more than likely not true, to say, hey, don't blame it on me that I'm saying this. Blame it on the publication or the reference that I'm getting it from for putting this out there. According to blank, 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 this is what they're saying. You don't even have the fucking integrity to insert that bit of 25 seconds to say, according to blank, 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 they're saying blank, blank, blank. But remember, this is all alleged. You didn't get it from me. You don't even, you know what I'm saying? At the bare minimum, if you're just going to be like, you know what, it's a fucking free for all, I'm going to cover all content and information that comes my way. At the bare minimum, you should be willing to state, this is where I'm getting this information from. So if there's any discrepancies, any inaccuracies, or any lapses of judgment in what I'm saying right now, all of this is coming from XYZ. Of course, Wack ain't going to do that. That nigga don't give a fuck about nothing. You know what I'm saying? But there's people out there that are willing to listen to this person because he manages an artist in the game, as in the game, and a couple others. He works with 6ix9ine. He works with who else? Ray J. I don't even know if they still work together no more. Now, if you look at the track record of people he's represented, Blueface, you look at the track record of people he's represented in the music industry. Unfortunately, they have success. But are they credible artists? I mean, all of them have like really fucked up checkered past, presents, and perhaps futures. And that's coming from somebody who has enjoyed the fuck out of the game as a rapper. But as a person and as somebody in the media and just as a nigga behind the scenes, his record is all fucked up. And Wack has only dug himself, a ditch in the dirt by coming out and speaking on things and just be saying full on bullshit. Now, because people feel like he's, due to his affiliation, he could speak on West Coast business or West Coast artists, and it feel like it has some validity to it because as manager of the game, who is a very connected guy in those street affiliations, you would think, all right, I'm going to give him benefit of the doubt to know, I know Wack and Game, they affiliated in the same, some of the same places where Top will be. So maybe there's a little something, but no, dog, it's not. It's just fucking bullshit. And they doing it to accumulate some sort of audience. And the problem with accumulating an audience that's listening to straight bullshit is that audience goes out, they take that information home, they go out into the world, and then they play a game of telephone and spew out the same shit that they're hearing from someone else, and they're acting as if it's true. Now, again, I'm not saying that these people are smart. I'm not saying that these people are within their right to do so. Well, they are, because you can say whatever you want. But it just creates an infinite loop of garbage. Just pure, unadulterated, unfiltered garbage, right? And even for the people that love Kendrick and hate Drake, right? If you hear somebody come out and say, Drake sent Kendrick Lamar a cease and desist to not be able to perform Not Like Us at the Super Bowl, even with Wack 100 coming out and saying, hey, they just sent that to me in my back channel on my morning show, blase blah. There's going to be enough people out there that are entrenched so deeply into their bias and Drake hate that they're going to say, nah, fuck that. He really sent them a cease and desist. I believe it. That sounds like something he would do. And although it probably does sound like something he would do, we're not giving people the human element of it has not been confirmed that that's what he did. As a matter of fact, if you take the quote from Ack any level of serious, which of course is a tough thing to do, Drake says, tell Kendrick or anyone that's associated with him, if I sent that to them, put it out, drop it. Let us see this documentation, because if there's a cease and desist, you're either going to receive it via email or you're going to get it in the mail. So please, somebody out there, show us an official document stating that I sent them that, telling them that they can't do it, or that I'm going to put some sort of legal action enforcement on you if you perform it at the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So now Drake is challenging anyone that has this to go ahead and put it out. Chances are it's not going to get put out because he didn't send it. But again, there's going to be people out there that are just willing to stand on nothing and say, I believe that nigga did it. He a bitch. He'll do anything bitch made like that. So I'm just going to let that ride. And that's, hey, if that's how you feel, cool. But I just don't think that's the way that we should be going about these things. Like, there has to be some sort of balance. There has to be some sort of checks and balances on what's real, what's not, what's legitimate, and judge these people on legitimate claims. There's enough things to hate about this nigga to not have to make shit up. I literally just seen a nigga out here creating content, making up shit, talking about Kendrick Lamar had responded to Top 5. I'm sure some of y'all have seen this too. Right? Kendrick Lamar ain't said a motherfucking thing all year outside of dropping the music that he put out, doing his music video, doing his concert. The nigga hasn't said shit. He ain't showed up on no video. He ain't got no audio. The most we have are alleged text messages of homeboys of his speaking to him, and they've put that stuff out. And we can't even really confirm that that's him in the motherfucking text messages, even if it is from his homies. The nigga ain't said a goddamn thing, right? But we got somebody out here talking about Kendrick Lamar responds to top 5. Come on, man. And then brazenly comes out and says, hey, I made this up. And if I make it up, it's cool because it's, it's my theories that I make up. No, that's not okay. That's not okay. It's not cool. That's not fly. Like, what are you doing this for? How do you expect to cultivate trust? How are you supposed to, you know what I mean? Hey, fuck it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, this Kendrick Lamar and Drake shit at some point is no longer going to be a conversation. Some people will be elated when it's no longer a conversation. Will probably jump for joy and finally thank God for his gracious display of taking that elsewhere. Some people are going to be completely destroyed. Number one, they're going to be destroyed off of the fact that they can't talk about it no more. They're going to be destroyed off of the fact that whatever they've been harboring to the situation is no longer going to be relevant to their lives. And some people are going to be even more devastated and destroyed because they're not going to be able to cash in on this stale ass topic. And we all are, to be honest, including myself. I make no qualms in saying that, but I also feel like there has to be a level of integrity in how you cover it, what you're willing to cover, how you speak on these things, how you speak on these people. Because these are real people at the end of the fucking day. I think some people are losing the fact that these niggas are not cartoon Marvel characters. These niggas are not goddamn action figures. We not debating about the X-Men out this bitch, man. Talking about real people with real lives, with real shit going on. And you can dislike a motherfucker. You can hate a motherfucker. But when you get into the game of making up shit, and then you have people with you develop a following, that's irresponsible with your platform. And at some point, niggas that do that will either be deplatformed or you're going to have to pay an exorbitant amount of money that you can't pay, to where any money that you do make off of the bullshit you're putting out there, you ain't going to be able to spend it on yourself and your family. It's going to go to another motherfucker. Y'all niggas better tread this shit real lightly and carefully. And some nigga came up in my comments the other day talking about something. You're my least favorite content creator when it comes to the Drake and Kendrick Lamar situation. I bet I am, motherfucker. Because I'm just not willing to stand on some of the bullshit that others might be. I love Kendrick Lamar as an artist, as a rapper. You know what I'm saying? I think he's dope as fuck. Been that. Been a pillar in his community. He's been everything that you're supposed to be when you come into hip hop and choose to do it the right way. I've been supportive of that from day one. Does that mean he's infallible? No. Does that mean that the nigga is the exemplification of perfection in man form? Hell no. And because I'm not willing to take on that stance, some people have said, I don't know, man. I like J Nolan, but not that much. I don't like how you cover this, bro. I don't know, man. You ain't shitting on Drake enough for me, man. Okay. But I've been telling y'all niggas for a minute. These people are literally out here just concocting shit. Just going in their motherfucking kitchen with a witch's brew. Coming up with some shit. I don't respect that. And I never will. You know what I mean? And then you got people like Ack, who, because he's so very connected in the industry to so many different people, he can come out here and perpetuate bullshit and it just flies. It just goes. You know what I'm saying? You know, I got some people that was like, yeah, it's crazy how he can kind of amp up and instigate and help this top 5 guy kind of extend threats at people in the industry, where he was talking about he was doing his research on Metro and Kendrick, and you can't come to Canada, and we're going to do this. You show up to New Ho King, it'll be the last place where you at, and all this dumb shit, right? And he was asking like, well, what's going to happen if he comes out there? It's a fucking shame that he's been platformed to a degree where he gets to play a vital role in how this information gets out there because he's getting it first. He's getting phone calls. You know what I'm saying? And then in the midst of him getting like a certain percentage of like legitimate information, he then starts coming up and brainstorming on how can I make some shit up or go find a bullshit article that I know ain't worth shit, twist it into how to make it real, and then I could continue to perpetuate this beef between Kendrick Lamar and Drake because, to be honest, it's about the only interesting thing in music that's happened this year that's kept people's attention for this long. Right? Nobody has dropped an album that's carried our conversation this long. Nobody has dropped a single that's carried our conversation this long, except the song in question, Not Like Us. But what happens next year when Not Like Us? Because to be honest, but do I really care to see Kendrick perform this fucking song at the Super Bowl? I don't. Right? It's October. The song already been out how many months? Like 5 months? 4-5 months? By the time we get to the Super Bowl, that's going to be like another 5-6 months. So the song, it ain't going to be a year old, but it's going to be pushing 8-9 months. I ain't going to be really jacking that motherfucker like that to really care if he performs it at the Super Bowl. I wouldn't be surprised if by then that nigga's over it his goddamn self. He might be tired of hearing that bit. Probably already was. Let that nigga come up with his motherfucking Super Bowl performance. I don't give a fuck if Wayne is not in the conversation. I don't give a fuck if Kendrick Lamar get up on that bitch and diss Wayne at this point. Right? Now let me be careful with how I speak on that, because I don't want to be like these other niggas. But I'm just saying, whatever that nigga decide to come up with in the privacy of his headquarters, his rehearsals, how he wants to put his show together, I don't really think he wants to associate his performance with none of these motherfuckers, if I'm going to be all the way transparent and honest. I don't think he wants to associate his Super Bowl performance with Drake. I don't think he wants to associate it with all the drama. Right? If there was any open door to make things right with Wayne, I think that video him and his management and all them niggas put out and all that stuff ruined it. Now, he could take the role of being a bigger man and say, nah, I respect Wayne, let me offer him. But again, he's sitting on the wrong, Wayne is just on the wrong side of the spectrum. He's associated with the wrong motherfucker. So where there could have been grace out of your affiliation to the other side and all of the bullshit that they perpetuating, you gotta go. So when it all falls down, a lot of motherfuckers are going to come toppling down along with it. Gotta be honest. And I'm gonna be even more honest about this. I can't wait to see it happen. I don't have an ounce of hate in me. I don't want to see motherfuckers go broke, but I do want to see motherfuckers have to figure out how to have some sort of respect for this game, for this fucking thing that we engaging in. If we're gonna talk hip hop, let's be real. Let's be honest. Let's uphold hip hop for what it was supposed to be, which is about the voice of the people. The voice of the people is not to be manipulated. The voice of the people is not to be taken and fucking misconstrued purposely for your own financial gain because you just couldn't figure out no other way to make it in life. Right? And I think that that's one of the issues that we have in this space, where all of us have access to come do this. And that's the beauty. That's just the access is beautiful. But as with all things, when it comes to humans, we fuck everything up. The stuff that could be just so easy to just be like, man, let me talk to people. Let me allow my personality, my knowledge, my understanding, my love of this shit carry me, which is what I do, along with some of my expertise, because I do work in the music business. I do work in the field of songwriting. I do work in creating music for TV and film. I have signed contracts, numerous, to know what this verbiage means. I've read all types of books. I've written books about, how to build yourself as an independent musician, to how you can take care of your bills and shit like that without having no major press coverage, no cosigns, because I did it myself. But other people, I think we're gonna have to start like isolating some of these motherfuckers. Shame needs to be a thing. I said that a while back. Shame should definitely re-enter the chat. Low down, dirty shame. Tired of you niggas, man. And that's what a motherfucking a catch-all. No hate, no diss, just real life. We gotta elevate this shit, man. If we're gonna have real conversations, let's be real about it. We don't need fan fiction. That shit should really have no place here. I don't care what they do in other genres. I don't care what they do in other forms of media. Again, with the comic book shit where this is fucking alternate reality XYZ. And this is alternate universe number 13 and 51. Fuck all that, man. This is hip hop. And y'all wonder why this shit done been devalued. Y'all wonder why this shit has been stripped of its credibility. Y'all wonder why we get so many of these caricatures that come out here that we know ain't really like that. The reason why these fucking ski mask face ass niggas out here think that they could have a home in this fucking genre. They shouldn't. In this culture, more importantly. Some people gonna get it, some people ain't. But I'm here to stick foot up ass. If you know what I'm saying? And I'm just talking about in terms of gatekeeping and being a torchbearer to say, hey man, we gotta protect this thing. Right? That's all I mean. We gotta protect this thing. And some people gonna be willing to do it. A lot of people ain't. And we gotta be willing to weed out the niggas that ain't, because this shit is not promised. All right? Now, moving forward, these niggas that's making shit up, talking out their ass, I ain't gonna keep talking about you niggas. I ain't gonna keep referencing your shit. It gotta be a line in the sand. Unless it's legit. And I'm really only speaking on this because Drake came out and issued a statement himself. Otherwise, I'd have let this shit just float under the radar again. But it is what it is. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Become an insider. For all my insiders that have joined the membership, I sent y'all a private message letting y'all know that, you know, on my website, realjnolan.com, if you go and check out Southside Nolan, whether that be the digital version, whether that be the CD version, or even my previous album, Rise of Atlantis, you can get 30% off of a purchase by using the code that I sent y'all. But you got to be a member of the channel in order to access the code and use it. So at checkout, before you submit your money and stuff, just use the code I gave y'all, okay? Once again, I'll catch y'all on the next one. Much love and respect, y'all. Peace!
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. First I'm out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no gunner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.